A Family for the Rancher. Western Christmas Historical Brides Romance. Winter Wild West Weddings. Book 4. Written by Jenna Kernan. Narrated by Cody Roberts. For Jim. Always. Chapter 1. Blue River Junction, Colorado, 1880. Dylan Roach held a letter from Alice Truett in one hand and a half-empty bottle of whiskey in the other. The woman had a gift. Every time he had contact with her, she threw his world off kilter. This time her correspondence marked a death. The whiskey buoyed him as the grief pressed down hard on his shoulders, chest, and heart. According to Alice, his little sister, Sylvia, was gone. Dead and buried shortly after her husband, Ben Asher, had come down with spinal fever. Sylvia had tried to nurse him and had caught the same damned thing. His end had been quick, and Sylvia's had been slow, or exceedingly difficult, to use Alice's exact words. But she'd had time to make out a will and leave her boys to him. Sylvia's brain fever was the only explanation for such a terrible choice. But perhaps she had made it because he was her only choice. Dylan barely managed to keep himself alive, and was in no position to take on two youngsters. The December wind whipped down the street, threatening to tear his battered tan Stetson from his head. Dylan pressed down on the crown, keeping hold of his hat, but releasing the front of his unfastened sheepskin coat. The wind sent the sides flapping like the wings of an agitated rooster. The bite of icy cold sobered him enough so that he thought he might reach his destination without falling again. But then he missed the first step to the telegraph office and folded over the sturdy banister. A gentleman, with a trim white beard and a charcoal gray overcoat, which was distinctly devoid of grime or snow, gave Dylan a wide berth and a sour look as he trotted down the stairs, agile as a mink. Dylan leaned against the wall before the door to catch his breath. He had business to attend. Then he could finish the bottle. He was a big man, but the liquor was strong, and his endurance for such indulgences limited. Dylan pressed the bottle under one armpit, clamping down tight to keep from losing the contents as he opened the door and staggered into the telegraph office. Good thing he had written out his responses before he'd hit that bottle, because he could no longer see straight. The clerk spun around when Dylan got...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?